ní ráńpẹ́ pé kí a tún fi jọ̀lọ̀mìyàn lápá àtọ̀dọ̀ wa. Ẹ mọ̀ tá a bá ń ta ọyẹ kátọ̀ tá a bá tọ ẹran ìdín ló ń dà ẹ gbàgbàdo kaná ẹni ó mọ̀ ta nítakùtà ẹ̀yin ní ká ẹ bójútó. Lónìí alálejò pàtàkì ọdún ní kì í sì ṣàìmọ̀ fún olóko. Ètò kan wà lórí rédíò àti tẹlifíṣàn wa tá ń pè ní ara yín ni wá ẹni tá a gbé wá ara yín ni wá ṣùgbọ́n a tún lè ní olóṣèlú ni a tún lè ní ọ̀dọ́ langba ni a tún lè ní ẹni tó ní àfojúsùn àti ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní gbàgede lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yìí at 65. What do you have to say about it? Before we continue, let me allow my partner to talk about him.
Well, dear viewers, we're still on the show. It's Mixed Grill, and today we told you earlier that we'll be bringing in someone that will come and analyze something Nigeria 65, especially when it comes to the youth. And we are glad having my brother, my mentor, my leader. I know you will smile because Ogami Joe. I call him Honorable OJON DOTUN. OJON, you're welcome. Please, can we know you more? Can we know you more? Who is OJON DOTUN?
Okay, my name is DOTUN OJON, like you have said, and I'm a leadership teacher, a public analyst, and today I still sit as the chairman of the political party in Ondo State. I was a governorship candidate here, and I have initiated a few programs that has to do with youth development and leadership. So that's the little.
Okay, you want us to know now.
We are talking about youth.
Yes.
And which age are you looking at as a youth?
Okay, so the definition of youth really, according to the United Nations, is actually somebody between the age of 15 and 24. That's what United Nations says. But again, in Nigeria, we discovered that within that age, you are still struggling to find your feet. You are still in your mother's house. You have not even, if they ask you what you want to become, maybe the only thing you will say is that you want to just be alive, because you might not have got a lot of things. So we looked at it again and said, okay, anytime government is drafting policy, we say it's between the ages of 18 and 35.
Okay.
Now, again, we've taken it further that if you see government engagement, when they want to engage people that they call youth, they say anybody below the age of 40. But the most important thing about it is that anytime anybody has the capacity to make a decision that will change his life, it's a youth. It doesn't matter whether the person is 60 or the person is 70, because what makes a youth is ability to make a decision and the discipline to stand by it.
Okay, now let's go to Nigeria. Congratulating Nigeria at 65 concerning the youth and how far. Will you say that the leadership has really involved the youth?
Okay, so in all honesty, yes. And it's not just a product of the leadership. The nation itself is an open check. It has given you an opportunity to do anything you want to do within the space of the nation. For example, if you leave Nigeria today, and I'm being careful so that people don't think that this is about government. It is not about government. If you leave Nigeria today and you want to start a business, let's say in Europe, you discover that the process you go through is a bit tougher than what you have in Nigeria. I can decide to wake up today and open a supermarket.
Yes.
I can decide to wake up today and be a tailor. In fact, if not because of the tax reform that's going to happen in 2026, I can say it authoritatively that majority of the artisans you see on the street, they don't pay anything. That's what Nigeria has done for us. It has given us that open check. Unfortunately, if you are not careful, the problem around you will not allow you to see those little opportunities that abide in the nation. I have domestic staff, a few people working for me, and a lot of them don't even know what tax is all about. That's the truth. It cannot happen elsewhere. So when you're talking about what Nigeria has done, please, Nigeria does not have a problem. If we have any problem, it is we. And when I say we, it is the leaders and the followers. But Nigeria as a nation has given us everything we need. If you get to my village today, as bad as things are, you just go to the river, just push your canoe, you get your daily bread. That's the truth. If you get to some other places, all you need to do is to weed the farm and put the yam. The yam will grow. It shows that Nigeria as a country is a blessed nation. Now, there's a difference between being blessed and the blessing being beneficial to the people. That is where human beings come in. Now, it is now the duty of the leaders to look at the blessings we have and make it a beneficial blessing to the people. There may be a major gap, but at least we have known that we have a blessing and we must do everything to access it.
Thank you very much. When we are speaking, let me pick you up from that side. You mentioned tax, and you said it's starting from January according to the...
Why are you running to that tax? Let's talk about these youth people, Lord.
As a youth at Nigeria at 65, what is your take about the tax concerning the youth?
Okay, so...
Youth that are still struggling, and they will be exposed to tax.
Okay, so
what do you have to say?
the truth is that we will not run from the fact forever. It will get to a point that our tax system will be reformed.
Okay.
It will get to a point that people will have to pay tax, because the truth is that if I did a research on taxation, there's no country that really prosper through taxation. There's no single country in the world that prospers through taxation. But what taxation does is to support the already created prosperity. Now, there's going to be a bit of give and take in the process of tax collection, because they are not going to tax anybody who doesn't have money. For example, we can put poverty at people who earn 800,000 naira per year. If anybody earns 800,000 naira per year, it's not going to pay tax. A majority of these people that we are talking about now, that means that to earn 800,000 per year means that you earn 70,000. So people who earn 70,000 below, at the end of the day, are not going to pay tax. But again, we must lay emphasis on government must employ a lot of discretion so that we will not tax our people into more poverty.
Thank you very much.
Well,
we are talking Nigeria at 65. We must go around the world and discuss what really affects the youth. Now, Nigeria at 65. What is your take on the characteristic of the young one coming?
So, there's a problem in our hand that people are not paying attention to. And when I say there's a problem in our hand, it means that, it's very easy to say that leadership is bad. To criticize. I'm one of the very few privileged Nigerians who started life early. And because I started early, I've been able to travel very wide within. So I have led a church. I have led in the private sector. I have a bit of experience in the civil service setting. I have led a political party. The character of Nigerians are the same. So you are not going to say somebody is really, in the real sense of it, better than the other. But the generation we are breeding now, somehow, is worse than what we've ever seen. It's worse in the sense that we have shown them the way of corruption. They have mastered the art, they've perfected it, and the way they are carrying it out is even more. We have shown them the way of moral decadence. They have accepted it, they've perfected it, and the way they are deploying it is very scary. So now when you're talking about the new generation, it's a bit scary. And it's scary because nobody is paying attention to them. There's a particular place I go every Friday. So I'll go there, it's full of young people, and they will just, sometimes I'll greet them, they will not even answer. Truth be told. I'll just walk past them, I do what I have to do, then I go back. So one day, my vehicle had a challenge. So I had to beckon on my friend to actually rescue me. So when he came, he gave me her own vehicle to use. Immediately I drove into the compound. The people who will ordinarily see me walk past and they will not say hi to me, all of them stood up. So alive, stood up and came to me and said, Baba, we tap into this your grace. And I looked at them. I said, this grace you are tapping
because of the vehicle.
Because of the vehicle. That's the kind of thing they want at 17. And they are going to do anything to get it. So they said they tap into. Then I look back, I said, this grace you are tapping into is actually a product of 20 years of work. Will you be able to do that? So grudgingly, all of them went. But that's the mindset of the people we are raising at the moment. We have cut corner in our generation. Our forefathers have cut corner. This one, they have perfected the art of cutting corners, and they want to do it shamelessly. They don't want to regard law. They don't want to do anything. And this does not push the responsibility back to government, because you can say, oh, what will government do? It pushes the responsibilities back to us as people in the community. And we must get back to a time where any child is the child of the community. If you see my child misbehave, you should be able to say, oh, this person is misbehaving. But if you try that now, the parents are going to arrest you.
Now, when we talk about the way the youth view things, I think the culture comes in now. Now, the borrowed culture, is it a blessing to our youth presently, or it's a curse? Our borrowed culture from everywhere, you just said one now, that if you see your child in society, and in olden days our culture is you train such a child because it's for the community. But now, what do you think? What do you feel about that?
Okay, so I'm going to quote one of the popular songwriters and singers in Nigeria. Her name is Asha. There's a verse in one of her songs that says, who is responsible for what we teach our children? Is it the internet or the star on television? You discover that the internet and television has made foreign culture very popular. Unfortunately, we are not patient enough to know why people behave the way they behave. So we just think that this is what is trending, and because of that, we want to behave in a certain way. And when there are conflicting cultures without explanation, there will be deliberate derailment without knowing. What that means is that when your kids, when people are exposed to different culture, and there's nobody to sit them down and say, oh, these people are doing like this because of this. You cannot do like this because of this. Our hope has been that when morality fails in other parts of the world, that people will recycle back to Africa. That has been our belief. But with the way things are going now, without explanation, we are creating a worse version of what we dislike. We don't like the other culture, but the one we are creating. So, it's a mixture of both a burden and a blessing, and I am really, really concerned.
Thank you very much. We are talking. My presenter is asking you about culture. Then let us take it from that angle.
Okay.
When you are in school, you don't have. I don't think you have a facility like internet, but now you are still coping, moving with the trend of life. But today, the lecturers expose our students to all these facilities we are talking about.
From primary school.
Even from primary school.
When my grandchild came home and said he wants to do assignments
on telephone. So making their brain redundant.
Don't you think in the nearest future our youth will not be able to
happen to us in the nearest future?
Okay, so
this culture, this network of a thing is in the society. You must go with it.
Yeah. So now the essence, it is not bad in itself.
Okay.
It is what you do with it. That the greatest gift that I believe that the Almighty gave human being is the gift of the brain. In fact, it was the mind that led to the discovery of all of these things that we're looking at.
Yeah,
now, where the danger now lies is, for example, we talk about artificial intelligence. They can easily just give you an assignment in school, and you put it in there, and you get the answer. Now, if care is not taken, you will not be able to question the answer that is given. That means that you make your own brain redundant. So what the issue is to continue to talk about how to make use of these things to our benefit. They are not burden. In fact, I say to people that this generation is the most blessed generation, with utmost sense of sincerity. If you are in this generation and you are unable to make something out of your life, then you should be blamed. because you have information. But because there's much information, people get carried away with the information that they don't get to know what to do with it. So I just hope that the new generation will know that all the gadget they have is to aid their brain to produce, not to make their brain read.
Okay, Honorable, Nigerian independence was earned by youths.
Yes.
In the presence of Awolowo's in its 30s, they fought for it and other things. Now, do you think presently our present youth can move forward with our technology economically? Can they earn anything good with the way we are seeing things presently?
Now, it's not a yes or no question, because if you see some group of people, you will see that within the limit of what they have, they are doing exploits with their life. In fact, one of the reasons why people talk about a lot of people in government today is because of the innovations they've brought into government and because they believe they are really very youthful. But again, here's the issue. We have left the most important aspect of our life, which is government. A lot of people don't appreciate that government is the most important part of our life as a people. For example, in 2017, we started a campaign in religious houses, trying to encourage people, because what we grew up, I was in my house in 1999 when they came to meet my uncle, who was credible, who was a good man, who was an educated man, to go to the House of Assembly. He said no. Why? Because his religion to him will not allow him at that point in time. And that is why we have lost a lot of credible people, because we say, oh, politics is a dirty game, people don't want to get into it. So when in 2017 or 2018, when I realized that, okay, most of these good people that I know around me are either in mosque or they are in church. So I partnered with a few people and we started reaching out to churches to say, oh, please allow your people, encourage them from your altar to participate. Don't mention the name of political parties, just participate. A lot of them were dragging their feet. But 2020 happened. A miracle happened. There was a shutdown of the system. Government made a law that closed down everything. Nobody could go to church. So that gave us a leverage in 2021 when we resumed to tell you that, okay, this thing that you are running from, they made a single law. And all of you, in fact, herbalists could not move from their house to their shrine at a point, because if you try that, they will pick you. That's how important the government is. So the people you are talking about now, they had a different understanding from what we have now. They were professionals. Some of them were journalists, some of them were medical doctors. But they knew that all these experiences they are gathering is for the betterment of their nation. And the best way to make that happen is to participate in the process of government. For example, today, nobody will be complaining about bad leadership if everybody who can think right populate political parties. That means from the primary election, we will have selected the best of the best from the 18+1 political parties that we have in Nigeria today. And that means that during the election, we'll be having the best 19 people line up in our front to choose from. So if you choose from party A, you're choosing the best from party A. If you choose from party B, you're choosing the best from party B. So what this will do is that it will reduce its southern agenda. It will reduce its northern agenda, because we know wherever you come from, the best of the best is being presented. So what I am saying in essence is that what our forefathers, if they were thinking safe the way we are thinking now, we will not get independence.
That's why we are saying now, do you think the way we are thinking, because we think self, do you think the nearest future will be bright?
Nobody is thinking about the community. And what has made that popular is that everybody is looking for either success or survival. And because of that, we have redesigned the concept of prosperity. Now, communally, the concept of prosperity is when the son of our governor, Ayedatiwa, can take a public bus from the government house to his school. That is the concept of communal prosperity. But now I have redefined that to say when my driver can drop my kid in the school.
We shouldn't be.
We should not be.
Okay, let me take you off from that angle. Nigeria is 65. As a youth, are we getting it right?
Okay, so if you look at the concept of getting it right for an individual is different. And I'm going to be a bit psychological. and philosophical, I mean. If you give somebody 12 talents, or 10, let's say 10 talent, and you say, trade with it, and the person brings home 12 talent at the end of the day. Okay, we have recorded it. And you gave another person 5 talent, and the person brought 10 talent. You know, when you compare 12 plus 10, you are like, oh, 12 is more than 10. But in reality, the person that double his own from 5 to 10 has done more
than the one with
12, with 10 to 12. So if you compare the resources that Nigeria has as a nation, the brains, sir, you've been around places. There's no country I've been to today that have not seen Nigeria doing exploit.
Over there.
When the last pope died, I was at the Vatican City, and as we were filing out, somebody greeted one of us in Igbo. And by the time we turned back, she happens to be a reverend sister who has been in Rome for 10 years. Now she went to write an exam. The exam is you're supposed to score 10. This woman got 8 out of the 10, the highest number. So what I'm saying is that anywhere you turn to, you see Nigerians making exploit. So if you consider us with what we have as a nation, we are not getting it right. But if you now compare us with other nations, because people don't know, they think Nigeria is the worst. It's not like that though. But if you can now compare us, even with West African states, if you now compare, you just think that, oh, Nigeria is doing well. But in respect of what we have as a nation, we are not getting it right.
Mr. OJON, how do we get it right? What do we do? What's going to be the platform for, especially for the youth? Because very soon the old ones, they will move on.
Yes. So the only way to get it right is credible leadership. Now, again, when you now say credible leadership, everybody is looking at the position of being a position. I was privileged to manage a fund on behalf of an organization. The fund is for entertainment. Runs into several amounts. So, in the process of managing the fund, the only thing I told myself is that after about 2 years, if I leave here, I want to look back and say that I've shown leadership within the place. So what did we do? We opened up the fund, and people who never thought it could get to them, everybody will line up. And you know what they do? They will call you. They think you have to bribe your way through, because that's what we are used to. They think you have, so they will call you, I'll give you this percentage. So after getting their money, and nobody is asking for percentage, they are surprised. And there's one that gave me a teary eye, was one that recorded a voice note and sent to me, and was asking one question repeatedly: are you Jesus Christ? Are you Jesus Christ? And it got me. Now, I'm not trying to prove to them that I'm incorruptible. What I'm just trying to say is that if anybody owns his side, if I show leadership at my own side, if you show leadership at your own side, if a bus conductor is not praying that you slip off so that he can deny you your change, if the teacher is not looking at the cooler of the kids to know how to remove meat there, if we make conscious effort to show leadership wherever we may be, we will get it right. But if we continue to look up, I have been in meetings and I've had conversation, and these are not for television conversation, and I just pity us. If you're looking up that your help is going to come from up, it's not going to come, because the leadership that you're looking at is a reflection of followership. Somehow, I will get to that point. If I do not tame my behavior now, there's no how I want to tame it there. So, the question of leadership is not a question of being in a position. It's a question of wherever I am now, I just want to show that I'm a Nigerian with a difference. And once you do it in your side, once I do it, at least I have 10 people following me online. So you have about 5 people. From that 5 people, maybe 2 people will believe you. You have created a community of credible people. That's what I think.
So definitely we'll start from home then.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much. Kò tí ọ̀rọ̀ ayé bá wa sọ Yorùbá lẹ́nu.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ bí mi o. Ẹ̀yin lẹ bí mi o. Mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé láti ilé ni. Mo ti gbàgbé, mo wọ ṣù lọ sí ojú odò. Díẹ̀ ló kù kí n bọ́ sínú omi.
Àwọn ẹja náà lè rí, wọ́n á lè rí ṣù yẹn jẹ. ẹ dákun fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa torí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ là ń sọ ní Yorùbá ó dà kẹtó sọ yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sókè lọ́nà. a ṣe kínní káfẹ́ aṣàfẹ́gun bẹ́ǹsì nìkan.
àti pé a fẹ́ ṣe yahoo ẹni bá lè sunkún ẹni bá lè rẹ́rìn rẹ́rìn káyé wá
orúkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kí wàá ní ìmọ̀ràn yín.
ìmọ̀ràn tí mo fẹ́ ní fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ni pé ìlú Nàìjíríà tẹ́ bá rí green white green ni ẹni tí ó bá ní agbára láti ṣiṣẹ́ tó dẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́nà tó tọ́ green yẹn ni pé nǹkan máa rọrùn fún un ó máa ní gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ń sìn wọ́n ń sáré ju wọn kádàrá wọn lọ wọn ò fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ mo yọ ọdún tí mo jẹ́ tí mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ mo fẹ́ sọ fún gbogbo àwọn ọ̀dọ́ téèyàn bá ṣiṣẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè bí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń sọ pé orílẹ̀‐èdè yóò dá orílẹ̀‐èdè yóò dá gbogbo ọpọlọ tó ń fi ronú yahoo yẹn tó ń bá fi ṣiṣẹ́ ó máa jọ nǹkan yahoo náà ò easy àwọn tó ń ṣe sọ fún mi pé ìgbà míì wọn tẹ̀ ní sùn rárá tẹ bá ń ṣàìsùn torí pé ẹ fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa ẹ wá wò tẹ bá ṣe àìsùn lórí nǹkan tó dáa ó máa já sáyọ̀ mo fẹ́ ká sọ fún wọn pé ìjọba tá a dẹ̀ ń sọ yìí ìjọba ni wàá mú ẹ kúrò nílé ẹ kó wàá mú ẹ sípò ìwọ ló máa kúrò níbi tó wà tó máa darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ẹ jẹ́ ká dẹ̀ nígbàgbọ́ ṣé ẹ rí orílẹ̀-èdè téèyàn bá ń ṣépè fún èèyàn lè ṣoríire ń bẹ̀ kò sí bóyá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ so bí gbogbo ayé ń sọ pé nàìjíríà ò dá nàìjíríà ò dá nàìjíríà ò dá kò ní dá fún àwọn yẹn tó bá sọ pé nàìjíríà ò dá yẹn kò sí bí nàìjíríà ṣe fẹ́ dá fún wọn ṣùgbọ́n a rí i pé ó kù díẹ̀ káàtó ìyẹn ò sọ pé ká máa sọ ṣùgbọ́n ká tẹ̀ tó wá nígbàgbọ́ pé nínú orílẹ̀-èdè tá a wà yìí a máa ṣe rere ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa ló ti jápa tó tún já padà ó túmọ̀ sí wípé ìgbà tó ń dọ̀hún náà
wọ́n ní
ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ajá ní nàìjíríà kò lè dẹ́kun tó bá dé lóyìnbó kò jù sí ìmọ̀ràn tí mo fẹ́ fún wọn nìyẹn.
ẹ ṣeun o honourable Dotun OJON ẹ ṣe tẹ wá sórí ètò wa lónìí lórí ètò mix screen a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín nàìjíríà wọ́n ní ká gbàdúrà fúnra wa wọ́n ní ká dẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àwa ọ̀dọ́ àwọn ìjọba wọ́n ní ìwọ níjọba èmi náà níjọba tá a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ dáadáa gbogbo ẹ̀ náà máa yanjú. This is how far we can go on the show today. Kayode Olorunfemi, thank you for being there, and a very big thank you to our producer, Femi Ayekomilogbo, and to everyone that has made this program a success today. We are going to John no kó máa lọ lé kó lọ pa ẹja fún wa.
I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for the knowledge and everything. Orúkọ mi ò padà tá a bá pèrè ajá àpèrè ẹ̀mú gbígbó ni tá a bá ní tá a kíkan agbo ní ká ronú sí òórùn òbúkọ ló ní o àmọ́ ìjà rántí pé àdìdí ọwọ́ kan kò gbẹ́rù dùn Káyọ̀dé mò ń jẹ́ mo dóde bó dẹ́yìn odi bí mo kó kọ́ mi dà Káyọ̀dé ní bàbá mi ó pè mí.
Chioma ó dà Chioma Ògúngbéró lórúkọ mi lágbára Elédùà a ó padà wá lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. Make una do everything right because your own thing wey you dey do right and my own na go make this country better pass wetin we dey see so until next week we go come again bye bye.